Friends, hope you're doing great this afternoon, Sunday afternoon, second week of doing two services. I wanted to tell you a couple things. First, thanks so much for your leadership in our core classes. Continue to be encouraged by the number of people that are coming out each week. I think we've really turned a corner in attendance there, and a lot of that's attributed to you guys doing a great job of preparing and delivering helpful, instructive teaching in the core hour. Secondly, wanted just to orient us to some details as we adjust to two services. We're 2 weeks in now and kind of learning some pointers of how the core classes and the main service rhythms are going to work. So a couple of things from my end that you need to know. First, we're programming the services to be approximately 75 minutes long. So the 9 a.m. service is set to finish around 10:10 or 10:15. Same with the 10:30 service, should be over around 11:45. A couple of ways that you can help us think through the dynamics of getting people there and getting them out at a standard time so that we don't flood the childcare workers area. First, I would encourage you to stagger your start on the front end. First, it's vitally important. Probably the most important thing I'll say is that you have someone in your room at least 10 minutes before your class starts. We have new guests coming each week who are in the room, and it's so awkward when they're there without anybody else there in the room. And so I noticed this morning a couple of the classes that had 9 a.m. starts, wasn't anyone in the room at 8:58, 8:59. Please plan to have someone there, whether it's the main teacher or the backup teacher, there 10, 15 minutes before the start to mingle with those who show up, connect with people. When you start, I would encourage you to to stagger that. So for the 9 a.m. service, use that first 10 or 15-minute buffer there to make some announcements about the life of the church, get people in clusters to pray together, do some type of group icebreaker mixer. Try to stall the starting time of your teaching about 10 or 15 minutes out. This is probably most challenging for those of you who are teaching during the second hour. What I would encourage you to do then is instruct your participants to not simply leave as soon as the first service is over and come to the core classroom and sit and wait for it to start, but rather go meet some new people, go out in the parking lot, be a greeter, hang out in the auditorium, connect with new people. Really, they shouldn't come into your classroom until 10:30. And if that happens, then introductions, a little bit of fun time, prayer time, those kind of things. Then you're 10:45 or so actually getting started. If folks get out of the service at 10:10, let's say, and go straight to their core class, and they're sitting there waiting, and you press play on your teaching at 10:30, it's going to be hard for you to fill up the space necessary for us to get out at the general same time. So 9 o'clock core teachers, be in your room 10 or 15 minutes early. Figure out a way to start about 15 minutes after that time, 9:10, 9:15, by doing some type of icebreaker, something fun, some announcements, some prayer time. 10 o'clock core teachers or 10:30 core teachers, be in your room at least by 10:15, and try to not start teaching until around 10:45. Then if you would program your teaching for 45 minutes to an hour, that should give us a standardized time of 75 minutes. 45 minutes to an hour of straight lecture is going to feel a lot. It's going to feel like listening to two sermons back to back, or vice versa. So I would encourage you to think through in your prep each week, what are some ways that you can get people talking. I really enjoy doing the pair up, pairs, and then come back together and share in way of certain places where there are application points. So you may think 3 or 4 15-minute segments with some time for people to talk. If you're thinking about filling a 45-minute block or an hour block, easy way to if you pair up people and let them talk about an idea for 2 or 3 minutes, then pair up the pairs and let them talk for 2 or 3 minutes, and then take some feedback from the class and share some ideas, then all of a sudden you've eaten up 12, 15 minutes with really good content and gotten people kind of mixed up and talking. Whereas, again, if you're lecturing for an hour, that can really drag and be hard for the participants. So try to provide some interactive class time, and then finish at about the 75-minute mark. If you are in core during the first service, the easy thing to do is to encourage your people, hey, we're out 10:10, 10:15. Go get your kids, then go be a greeter. Go find some new people. Go hang out in the auditorium. Meet people that you've never met before. That should be just standard, whether you're a greeter or not. That should be the operating protocol for the life of our church. If you are in the second hour, that's where it's a bit more of a burden on childcare workers if people are coming early, and then we've got the service not getting out because we have people who are attending the second service who are trying to get in to check out children or to serve as the host to check out children. And so try to not let your folks leave the room until 11:40-ish. 11:15 is really burdensome. 11:20 is really burdensome. Even 11:30 is not super helpful. If you can get that to 11:40, 11:45, then we're spot on and things flow very smoothly. Finally, make sure that you are tracking attendance for us. Using the features that Hugh has set up, you should be able to enter the data of who's in your class and what kind of details are there. That helps us know what percent of our members are participating in core, what classes they're preferring, what guests are coming, new people that are connecting to the life of the church. So please make sure you're doing that each week. And I think that's it. So again, just thanks for all you do to make core run smoothly. Really appreciate your service in the life of our church, and we are able to make and multiply disciples because of your effectiveness. So thanks for putting these ideas in play. Hope you guys have a great week.